Hi friends, today we have a question from Michelle. Michelle was asking me how to make effortless outfits for women. She saw my first video that I did about effortless outfits that was more based on men's clothing, and she particularly wanted to know what I meant by classic pieces. First, let's review what I said in my first video about making outfits effortless, just so I'm not telling you all the same information over again. The number one most important thing is to wear clothing that really fits you. Also, it's good to buy quality pieces from quality fabrics, and that's what we're going to focus mostly on today, is which pieces to buy. And then wear your outfits with some easy styling. So what are classic pieces? I think we've all seen those articles in fashion magazines that say, like, 12 must-have items in your wardrobe. Well, there's no such thing as a must-have item unless it's must-have for you, so you get to decide that. Usually there's a white button-down shirt on there, and I don't think I've ever owned one of those, and I've been doing just fine, because it's just not my style. So I do recommend reading an article like that, and just going through it and seeing if there's anything that's obviously missing from your wardrobe that you think, oh, I could really benefit from this item, but if something on there doesn't make sense to you, don't worry about it. I'm going to go through some examples of items you'll normally find on those must-have wardrobe lists, and compare it to an item that isn't so classic, just so you can see the difference. Classic pieces are items that are timeless. They're never super in style, but they're never really out of style either. They're the kind of clothes you could wear for years to come, and they're usually pretty plain, like a minimalistic design that's nothing too out there. Okay, so that white button-down shirt I mentioned would be a classic alternative to, say, a bell sleeve blouse. A plain black or white t-shirt would be more essential than a peplum shirt. Plain straight jeans are going to be more timeless than embellished jeans. A pencil skirt is going to be more classic than a skirt with a ruffle on it. A neutral suit is usually recommended, and that's going to be more versatile than like a really bright colored or trendy colored suit. And usually you'll find a solid color trench coat on those must-have lists, which will be a lot more useful in your wardrobe than a patterned coat. So you get the idea that what all these items have in common is that they're just kind of boring, and then the trendier options are more interesting, which could be good if that's what's in style, but then it can also go out of style really easily or quickly. So there's nothing wrong with trends, but you don't want to base your wardrobe on that. So what I recommend is building a wardrobe based on classic pieces, and you can fill that in with seasonal trends or colors that you like, fun pieces like that, statement pieces, and then also use accessories to update your outfits and keep them in style. That's an easy way to do it. That way you don't have to buy a whole new wardrobe to stay in style. You can just keep wearing quality pieces that you've invested in and just buy some seasonal accessories. And if you really want to look effortless, just make sure you don't overdo it on the accessories. Some people follow the rule of taking off the last thing you put on before you leave the house, just so you're not overdoing it on jewelry or anything like that, because sometimes less is more. Don't follow this rule if you're not wearing any jewelry or accessories, because then the last thing you put on might be your shirt, and you're going to need that. Alright, Michelle, hope that gives you a starting place on building some effortless outfits. And if you're watching this and you have more ideas on how to make outfits look effortless, leave that in the comments. You can send your style questions to thegooddresser@gmail.com. And subscribe, because next week we're back with Dave again, and he wants to know if Emily should get her own shorts. Oh, Dave, thanks for watching. Until then, make the world a better looking place.